Miss Pink Knees.
And we are live. What is going on, everybody? It's the Reseller Wake Up, episode 33, and it is Wednesday before Thanksgiving. That's tomorrow, guys. And then you know what's after that? Everybody's favorite reseller holiday. Well, not a reseller holiday, but retailer holiday, I guess. Black Friday. Uh, but yeah, it's the 26th of November. So today we got a special guest on. We've seen Caesar come on every once in a while, but he usually likes to hide behind his camera and not talk a whole lot. But we've been chatting, and he wants to really talk about what his business is like and everything, how he's doing this month, and uh, just some of the stuff that he's been up to, and maybe give some tips to some people to step up their game. Because if you haven't watched his videos, he's not the typical reseller. I mean, he's does almost everything on eBay, right, Caesar?
Yes, sir.
Yep. He's 100% eBay, and he does some pretty outrageous numbers. But we'll get into that. First, just wanted to see if anybody had any crazy stuff going on the last couple days. Anybody do any sourcing or anything? I know I've been just staying home. I haven't done anything except listing and cleaning, but got that almost caught up. What about you, Robin? Any crazy
What about
sales the
me?
last couple days?
I haven't had any crazy sales, but I've had a crazy listing that I'm wondering if it's actually gonna sell.
What do you
I
got?
found I found a vintage pair of Fruit of the Loom underwear for
Oh, yes, yes.
they're brand new in the package. There's three of them. And I was looking online and there was some that was new without package for there was five of them and they sold for 64.99. So I listed my three pair brand new in package for $75. So we'll see if my Fruit of the Loom will sell for $75 or not.
Yeah, we'll see how.
I love that. Yes, 100% cotton with the stretchy waistband.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. What year are they from? Does it even have a date on it?
Yeah, it's the date on it says 1996, but whenever I did some research, apparently these are like popular for 1980s stuff or whatever.
Hmm.
So apparently they came out in the 1980s with this style. It's the gold and blue waistband. I just thought it was so crazy.
Did
Yeah,
the back of the tag have a Pagel written on it or anything like
No, I didn't risk opening the package to check, so,
that? Okay.
yeah. What about you, Callie? I saw. Did you post another haul video yesterday?
Yeah, yeah. The my little store, my thrift store had a sale yesterday. All jeans were $2. So I said, "Whoa, cool!" So I went through some and picked up six pair. Three of them were Lucky Brand jeans. One
Oh,
was Ralph Lauren Polo, and then U.S. Polo Association jeans. And I went back and picked up another pair yesterday afternoon uh, for a friend of mine. They're Gloria Vanderbilt jeans for $2, and they still have about 60 pairs left. So I'm gonna go back over there again today and get as many as I can.
Nice.
And probably have a sale like $9.99 auction plus shipping,
cool,
Yeah,
man.
I was trying to
or
keep.
99 cents, right?
Oh yeah, 99 cents. That always works. Actually, I did a bunch of 99-cent listings last Sunday to end this last Sunday, and I probably put up like 25 listings, and I think only four of those items sold at all. Like no, none of the other stuff got bids. And I was doing like old 80s comic books, like stacks of 20 comic books for 99 cents, and they weren't selling. I was like, huh, that's weird. And the only stuff that sold were stuff that I knew would sell. Like I had a signed and numbered print from a artist that actually showed up in Google when I Googled him. Then let's see. A broken PlayStation Vita. Just stuff like that that I knew would sell, but I was kind of disappointed in the comic books. What's up, Danica? How you feeling? Haven't seen you this week.
I am much better. It was just a bad weekend with the whole pain situation.
Yeah. Understand.
Glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, just don't
Thank
feel obligated to come on. That's for sure.
That's
Oh,
dedication.
no, it's all good. I'm better now.
Right on. What about you, Adam? What's going on, man? You got
Nothing.
something ready to go back there. You got working on a Amazon shipment?
Yeah. I got a package, one more up still.
Yeah. I was thinking
I'm
about
just-
doing another one this week, but I figured I wouldn't get it checked in before Black Friday, so I'm just gonna focus on eBay this week. Need to get some-
Once these shipments are in, I'm gonna go full eBay and Amazon merchant filled.
You don't like the FBA?
I do. I just think that it's gonna take forever to possibly process the FBA stuff when you send them in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm gonna take a break for December.
Yeah. Well, I got a Wii that I was gonna send, or I was gonna go ahead and merchant fulfill, but like for that item, for example, the difference between Amazon merchant fulfilled and Amazon FBA are ridiculous. But even merchant fulfilled, they still go for almost twice as much as they go for on eBay. But it's like a $75 on Amazon merchant fulfilled, but on FBA they sell for minimum 100. So it's weird. I don't know. They're really-
Paul, you recall that item that I had sent to the FBA and it was damaged and they gave me a partial credit, a half credit, and they're going to send it back.
Oh yeah.
Well, I received it back. It was this box of Bissell heads, the mop heads, right?
Uh huh.
There's the damage. When they open up the package, they sliced the box.
Oh, they did it with a box cutter, huh?
Yep. So yeah, that's partially, I guess, my fault.
Oh, because that's why they
have
say
2 inches.
2 inches.
I put it in the Apple boxes where they have to cut the bottom of the box. They just went ahead and cut the top of it, which they had to cut off the bottom and then lift off the top.
Yeah, that makes no sense. That's irritating.
Yep. So
Yeah, I haven't had any broken stuff yet, but I have had a couple items get lost. Just like I've had really bad luck with Nintendo DS games, like the little tiny cartridges, and Game Boy games. But like when I package them up, I mean I put them on big cards almost the size of a DVD, and then I shrink wrap this and put the UPC over that. But I don't know. I've had like 3 or 4 games get lost at least so far, and it's really annoying me. So I might have to stop sending DS and Game Boy games into Amazon. What about you, Brian? Did that guy ever pay for his shirt?
Nope.
Oh,
man,
man.
So frustrating.
I feel like I just lost a
That
game.
stinks.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you.
artwork that I sold last Sunday, the guy just paid for it today. So there's hope, man. There's hope. Just keep sending those invoices.
I
Waited
moved
like
on. No,
6 or 7 days.
it's in a case right now, so I'm just kind of moved on from it. So I just went on ahead and went out yesterday, got some stuff.
Anything good?
Well, let me start off with 3, 2. Never mind.
You have to see the video.
One interesting thing was this serving tray. You know, it's a duck.
Aflac.
I think it's glass eyes, but the interesting part seems to be it is property of Alcolu Railroad, Alcolu, South Carolina. So it's probably railroad memorabilia. It's got duck appeal, whatever.
That duck appeal. Everybody needs that sexy, sexy duck appeal.
I gotta have my duck dynasty.
Quack,
have
quack.
Have my duck dynasty and just look at you and say, "What the duck?"
You should totally advertise that for Christmas. Like, figure out a way to include the word dynasty.
Yeah.
He's like, I got a big duck.
The other really interesting one was this vintage Woolrich women's sweater.
I thought
And
that was really cool looking.
Oh
But
yeah,
this-
that's really cool.
So, yeah. Found my first in the wild big pony. I found the dual matches before, but never a single big pony.
You know, I haven't found any special Ralph Lauren. The coolest Ralph Lauren polos that I found are the ones with the embroidered flag on them.
Have not found one of those.
Yeah, nothing with a big flag, just like the over the chest or whatever, over the left breast. But yeah, anyway, that's cool. Yeah, hopefully next couple days.
How are sales for everybody? Mine like
Slow.
kind of came to a halt. They're very slow, trickling in. Like
Mine did the
like
same
my
thing.
hose got all clogged up. They were like, and then clogged, and then just choop 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 coming on out.
I've
Hey,
been
Dip, how do
hoping.
they do it?
I'm hoping that people are just saving up their money for Black Friday and all of their holiday expenses.
I had
and
like one sale yesterday. It's my
You know,
Santa song.
You know what I
The whole
what I
day.
think it is? What I think it is just the other day I went to Stater Brothers to go buy some water. But anyway, it was still packed. There was still a lot of people doing the last minute Thanksgiving shopping, grocery shopping. So I think a lot of families, a lot of customers are too busy trying to get their Thanksgiving, dinner ready, get the families in, and once they have that, that dinner out the way, then you know what, mom, dad, cousin, whatever, uncle, let's go shopping right after that.
Oh yeah, I think everybody's gonna be in line on just lining up to spend some money by tomorrow night. You know, I mean, people talk, oh, I'm not shopping at a store that opens on Thanksgiving, but you know what? When you go to the stores that are open on Thanksgiving tomorrow night, if you do, or you watch it on the news, the lines are going to be around the block.
Yeah.
I mean, it's people are going to be doing it. You've always got people that are they've got their reasons for not doing this or that, but I mean, people need the money, man, and you got to remember. I mean, for me, I don't take holidays that seriously anyway. I mean, they're fun, good chance to get together with the family or whatnot. But I mean, I don't know. I've just never really been like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. You'd make somebody work on a holiday, because you know what? Those guys are getting double time, triple time. I mean, it's not like they're not getting compensated for showing up for work on a holiday. But
Yeah.
I
I used to
used
go
to
to work.
work on holidays, and I didn't mind it at all because of the paycheck. So
exactly. I mean,
Yeah, you get paid.
I grew up in the restaurant business, and in the restaurant business, the biggest, most busy days of the year are the holidays. You know, so I worked every holiday. Our Christmas was not done on Christmas. It was done like the day before Christmas Eve. You know, Thanksgiving. Our Thanksgiving was getting done working and doing like a Thanksgiving buffet, and then getting together after the thing was over. You know, I mean, I'm just used to it, so I just don't really think too much about the holidays. But yeah, and plus the military. Geez, look at those guys.
In law enforcement too, I mean, I got used to not having holidays and not getting double or triple time. It's just regular time.
yeah, that's how it was when I was growing up. My dad was always gone during the holidays for whatever reason. So
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I'm used to it, and I'm not used. I just don't really see the whole. Oh my goodness, I can't believe a store would make somebody work on a holiday. I mean, it's fine. It's not a big deal to me. That's just personal opinion on that. But
but a lot of
anyway,
times you have your choice whether you're going to work that day or not.
exactly. So
I want the holiday pay, and so I'm going to sign this paper so that I can work that day.
exactly. And you know, one thing that I noticed when people asked, does anybody need the holiday off? None of them took it. Everybody wanted to work on the holiday because of the extra money. I mean, it's a good paycheck. So,
Yep.
so Cesar, how are your sales so far this month?
I'm shaking like a chihuahua, dude. It's cold. Sorry. It's cold. I've never been up this early. This in a while. But anyway, yeah, it's pretty busy right now. Right now, a couple of hours meet up with the guys and go knock out any orders that came in from last night. Yeah, it's busy right now. It all depends what you're selling, obviously, right? You know, we all say holidays are here, so mostly 80% of sales are toys, right? So yeah, it's I'm deeply involved in toys right now, especially Frozen. That's still a hot, a hot ticket item. I know a lot of us, we're under the impression that they're gonna sell out or they're gonna be discontinued. Not yet, at least, because I mean, they're still selling. They're still out there in the shelves. So I would strongly suggest if you could get your hands on Frozen, especially Frozen. I mean, there's so many brands out there. Get your hands on them now because going close to Christmas, they're gonna be gone. And obviously, they'll come out with a new line next year. But as far as this year, they're gonna be gone. So take advantage and get out there and start sourcing. I mean, even if you have to, I mean, it might sound crazy, but even if you have to pay retail, I guarantee you there's going to be a parent out there that's going to pay 20% over just to get that specific item for their child.
Yeah, just the regular Frozen dolls that were out last year, I'm already seeing that they're going up already. They went up $2 since the time I bought them.
Yeah.
And you bought them this year, Adam?
Yeah, I just bought like, let's see, I've got. I'm checking my orders to see how many I have.
Now, Caesar, you were saying just now that even if you have to go to the store and buy them at retail, you're still going to be able to make money when you resell them. You don't do much of that though, right? I mean, how much do you do
No.
retail?
I mean, anybody out there that's doing retail arbitrage or sourcing or what have you, I would suggest get your hands on Frozen because when it's cutting close to Christmas, that week before Christmas, I guarantee you those shelves are going to be wiped out because every parent's going to be jumping on Frozen. Because even right now, you could go to Toys R Us, you're always going to see somebody on the Disney aisle looking at Frozen stuff. And right now, the shelves are somewhat full, but after Black Friday, they're going to be wiped out. When they're going to restock one more time, and when they do, that's it, dude. They're going to sell out, and you're going to have to wait for next year what kind of new designs they're going to come out with Frozen. Because right now, they're coming out with not only toys, but now electronics. They got headphones. They got, what is it, CD players. I mean, they're coming out with a lot of different designs for Frozen.
Yeah, there was a karaoke machine.
Karaoke machine.
29 Elsa dolls, the ones that were out last year, and then I've got maybe another 8 to 10 from like JCPenney's.
Mhm.
I think those were the nicer dolls, the ones from JCPenney's. The hair looked a lot nicer than any of the other dolls I saw for Elsa.
Caesar, Brandy was asking in the comments, has there been any problems selling the dolls on eBay? Anything you've come across?
No. I mean, the only issues I would have, and it's somewhat understandable when a buyer changes their mind. They'll buy an item just like we all go through it, and either their kid took over their eBay account and bought it and they didn't know about it, or they don't get paid till the following week. Can I hold it for them?
Yeah.
Well, what she's asking about are fakes. She wants to know, I think, the main reason that you have to get approved for Frozen is on Amazon. Like, you can't even sell Frozen dolls on Amazon unless you're approved. And
Right.
basically prove that you're buying from legitimate sources that Amazon recognizes as, sources that aren't going to sell fakes. Now, what do you do to kind of mitigate the whole those issues? Because, I mean, you can still get in trouble. You can still get shut down on eBay if you do get caught selling fakes. It's a lot harder. It takes a lot longer, and they're not as adamant as Amazon. But, I mean, the stuff that you're buying is legit, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I brought another one over, another sample over. This is just like the one that one of those viewers won from the contest that we had like 2 weeks ago. And yeah, dude, I mean, these are real as it gets. I mean, yes, there is a lot of fakes out there, but as far as what I'm selling, I'm getting a lot of repeated customers, And if anybody ever wants to see credentials, I mean, I have everything they need as far as my agreement with my wholesalers, where I get them from. I got permission to buy it. That's the right way to say it. So I mean, it's fine. But as far as eBay, I haven't had any problems as far as reselling Disney. So I mean, as far as Disney, I mean, it's selling, guys. It's selling. Disney sells all year long, you know.
Oh yeah, Disney's great. Legos are great. Legos are really, really hot this year. I've been
Oh
having
yeah.
anytime I can find Legos on clearance, it seems like I've been able to sell them for 10 or 20% over retail on FBA, and they go really fast once they hit the warehouse.
I'm actually gonna post a video right after the show on YouTube as far as because I like to show you guys footage as far as the skids or the pallets that I'm purchasing. So I'm getting that together, and I'm gonna go ahead and post this out that you guys could see, and then maybe post a video on Black Friday. Obviously, I'll have my Paul bandana on that day. I'll post a video on Black Friday and show you guys sales on Black Friday. How many dropped in? Because I'm a little bit nervous, and I'm more excited because who knows how many orders are gonna drop in on Black Friday.
Now, how many orders? I mean, when we talked last week, you had some pretty impressive numbers going out. But I mean, how many actual orders are you packing and shipping a day to make this?
Yeah. So the most I've ever packed out in one day, at least so far for this month, was 48. And that was actually that night that we were talking, right?
Oh yeah, okay. That was.
Yeah, it was 48. So anywhere from 20 and above, dude. But the most was like 48 in one day. And that wasn't pretty.
Right. Yeah. Actually, I was hoping that you'd come back on Tuesday, come on the show and let us know exactly how your Cyber Monday and Black Friday went, and like share your numbers again, and just so that we can see how big of a deal that weekend is. You know, from somebody who's like really doing crazy numbers. But,
I want to do that, but I want to stay where I can show you, and it says November, like last time. Remember we were talking about that? Yeah, because I know if we cut in close and it's already December, I want to show you guys sales like for November.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Right now, if you look at the feed, that's interesting. Right here on the panel feed.
Cesar's fee is more than my sales.
Hey, man, I'm still sensitive about that.
Your fees are more than my sales, and I kind of hate you.
So just to give you guys a little bit of idea.
But I like you too.
Yeah, for October we had a good month. You know, it was mainly all Halloween stuff, and our eBay fees were just sad. I was crying. It was sad.
Yeah. Most of us could have bought a new car with his fees. Well, not a
whatever, dude.
A nice used car.
Just in his taxes, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
I do not want to be your accountant.
No.
Dude, I just gave her that Caesar charm and she's fine, dude. Don't worry about it.
Now, everybody in the audience, you do understand that Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas is named after Caesar.
And there's a reason behind that.
Yeah, he's never really shared the story, but he's kind of touched on it a little bit.
All right, okay.
When are you gonna tell us the story, man?
I'm pretty sure every person turned 21, you know, one day, right? Well, a long time ago. And you know, it was my first experience in Las Vegas. Okay. And we checked into Caesar's Palace, and obviously it's because my name is Caesar, so I kind of felt special. And you know, turning 21, and you know what they say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So luckily I didn't, like I was telling you guys before, luckily I didn't lose a finger, or I didn't come back with a tattoo on my face. It was crazy, dude. I mean, you guys see how I am now. Imagine me, you know, with a few already in my system. It was crazy.
Yeah, I want to know how much you won. I mean, I want to know what jackpot you hit to kick everything off, man, to get everything going.
Yeah, it was funny, dude. I didn't really do too much gambling. We did a lot of what's the right word to say, Paul? Club hopping and just
partying in general.
Yeah, just partying, dude. I feel like one of those nights from that movie, Project X. I don't know if you guys saw it.
Yeah.
You know, I woke up somewhere just like this, dude. Like
The Hangover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun though. It was fun. I'm pretty sure everybody had a fun experience when they first turned 21. So.
Yeah. Oh no, I wasn't.
No.
My birthday is New Year's Eve, and John thought it would be awesome to take me to New York City for my 21st birthday, for like the ball drop and all that Times Square
cool.
stuff. Yeah,
That is awesome.
crazy. I had cops making me chug beers for my birthday.
Yes.
Uh,
I was out in the field in Korea.
Oh Lord. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
In Korea. So were you guys like hugging out and singing "Me So Horny"?
No, I had my M16 sitting in a foxhole, and it was frickin' cold.
Love you long time.
What was your team's
Nope. Yeah, no.
So these you were talking about sourcing earlier, and most of us are just retail arbitrage guys. You know, I mean, we're going to thrift stores, we're going to garage sales, we're going to like big box stores to source for Amazon, stuff like that. But I mean, what do you do differently? You talk about wholesalers now. You've got like the wholesale license, the business setup. You're going to like trade shows and buying huge lots of stuff and things like that. How do you get into that, and how do you get started? I mean, how do you get to know those people where you can just go and start doing that? Just get the license and start talking to them, get on the phone and start calling them?
Right, yeah. So before I go on, can you guys see me and hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, because my computer just froze, so I'm hoping that Firefox will come back to life. Okay, so I'm just going to go with it. Yeah, so I do go to trade shows, especially like for Halloween. You know, I go and check out what's coming out this year and talk to a couple of vendors. And from there, we just negotiate a contract where it's what we call a promise to buy type of deal. And from there, though, as long as you have all your credentials from your reseller's permit, your business license, a business as is, whatever type of license you have, and as long as you have your credentials and everything checks out as far as your financials, they'll play ball with you, dude. But you just gotta get out there, Otherwise, all those vendors are gonna distribute directly to the retail stores that all of us are sourcing from.
Exactly. So like that's what interests me most about what the kind of stuff you're talking about. I mean, you're not buying stuff at retail. When you're selling an Elsa doll, you're not paying the $40 or whatever that Walmart's charging to sell them. You're not. So I mean, people can look at you and be like, oh wow, he sold 40 Elsa dolls in one day, but then they look at your eBay store, but he only sold them for like $45. He didn't make any money on that. I mean, yeah, you did. You're buying them at what, like 20%, 30% of retail? What's the average, do you think?
Right. So, like, think about it. I'll buy certain items for anywhere from 15 to 20% under retail price, and then I'll resell it for 15 to 20% over retail price. You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
If that. So I'm still making money either way. Where, like these right here, for example, how much do you think I get these for?
I have no idea. I mean, what are those retail for? Like 25?
It retail at $35, $40 at Target.
Yeah.
I estimate maybe 20, 24.
Okay, so you said 35, 24. Anybody else?
No, $30 to 5 to 40 is the retail price. So we're thinking you probably pay about 25 or so.
No, these right here, I pay $14 a piece.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Yeah, but I buy a lot of them, and that's part of the video that I'm going to show you guys. I buy them by the case, and it's just, yeah, it's crazy.
That's the promise to buy that company likes. It's cash in hand.
Exactly. I know when I went to the trade shows for the Halloween stuff, all the animatronics, is mainly what I sold was animatronics. I was buying each animatronic for anywhere from $80 to $90 a piece, and it's pretty expensive. But the resale value, I was selling for $260 each, which is under the price that you see at Spirit Halloween or any other major Halloween retailer. And it's funny because you'll see the same item at their displays, and they're selling them for $199. They're selling it for $200 over what I'm selling it for. And the good part about with me is, one, they don't pay taxes. Two, it's free shipping. So I mean, I'm just undercutting the actual retailer. Right. So a lot of repeated customers come to me, or like this goes back where we're talking about the YouTube videos, where I'll get a lot of viewers that will message me through YouTube and asking me, say, hey, where can I buy this at, or how much are they? And I'll tell them, I'll be honest, like, you know what, this retails for so much money at Spirit Halloween, but I could sell it for you for $60 under price.
Now, do you have any issues with the person, the company you're buying from, like restrictions on what you're allowed to sell at what price?
No, because whenever we do a deal, they're going to ship me their items with a plain, like the logos are not going to be the same logos as, let's just say, Spirit Halloween. It's going to be totally different. As long as Spirit Halloween did not buy the rights to that specific SKU, then it's okay for me to buy that SKU. Otherwise, if they bought the rights to it, where it's already has their logo, like it's theirs, I cannot buy it. They won't even sell it to me.
Right.
But what about the frozen stuff?
Oh, the frozen, it's open to anybody, dude. Anybody. We got mom and pop stores out there right now that are selling frozen. How do they get them? I don't know. There's a lot of people out there selling frozen, and as long as they're legit, hey, like with me, these wholesalers, they get them through the manufacturers, and that's a big ticket. These wholesalers, they have actual buildings where their contracts are monthly. They have to buy a lot in order for them to get the good deal. Me, I come in, I buy at least a good amount where, anywhere from 5 to possibly up to 10,000 if I have to, but only for fourth quarter though. A month.
Items or dollars?
I'm sorry?
Dollars or items?
Oh no, dollars.
Dollars, okay. So
Oh, no, not items, no.
You're like,
5,000
I'm up to here in
dollars.
frozen dollars.
That is a lot of frozen.
I'll have arthritis on my hands from lifting, dude. But I will tell you guys this. I know we talked about and we're joking around as far as eBay versus Amazon. I know James, we talked about it. Brian, we talked about just joking around. But you know what? As long as you guys continue to push hard, even if you're selling just on eBay, there is results. There is results, guys. You just got to get out there and source and keep listing. The more you list, the more money you make. And I will tell you guys this, and I'll just leave it where it's at. Paul, myself, and another person, we were on a private hangout one night, and Paul saw didn't think it was going to happen, and it was pretty. It was pretty exciting. It was positive. But I will tell you guys this. You will be surprised who I. What's the right way to say it, Paul? I don't even know how to say it. Undercut this person.
Oh no, that's not. I don't even want to really talk about that too much. I mean, that was a private hangout. That was between us.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
But, I mean, it's yeah, they're just kind of comparing numbers, and I was surprised for sure. I mean, it's yeah, just leave
it was positive though. It was very positive, and just trying to show you guys, no matter what platform you sell, whether it's eBay or Amazon, as long as you guys are out there sourcing, you guys are taking it seriously. One thing I don't like to hear, and I don't know how you guys feel about this, when a person labels their store or their business as a hobby. It's like, dude, as long as you're making money, it's a business, it's not a hobby. Don't say it's a hobby. Don't say it's a hobby. But yeah.
I mean, I can see why it's a hobby if you don't need the money. I mean, that's the people that are doing it a hobby. They're doing it for fun. They're not doing it because they need to make the money. They're doing. I mean, they've got other streams of income. They are doing it for a hobby, and making money is a fun hobby for some people. But I mean, for me, it's the business. But for sure, I mean,
I do. This is someone asked me my goals and my long-term goals. My long-term goals are to make Amazon, my website, my private label. Those are my income, and to be for eBay to be my hobby. And I mean hobby as in where I go out thrifting, for antiques and doing auctions on eBay. But no, I take eBay seriously.
Yeah, right on, dude. I mean, it's okay to have. I mean, I've seen and heard a lot of people jump ship and leave eBay and go to FBA, and that's awesome. Trust me, FBA is an awesome platform, hands down to that. But why not keep two platforms?
Yeah.
Diversify.
I will always keep eBay. Until they kick me off, no, I'll always be on eBay.
I'm keeping them both active, and I'm keeping them both active as best I can, and trying to get both of them rolling because I just want multiple platforms to sell on. I want the whole multiple streams of income thing going, so that I don't have all my eggs in one basket. I mean, I want to be able to keep everything pretty even and just have, if I get knocked off of Amazon, I don't want to be like, oh crap, now what do I do? And if I get kicked off of eBay for something, I don't want to be completely screwed,
Yeah.
Well, my numbers, it's going to be 40% of my income will be from my website, and then another 40% from Amazon, and then 20% from my other things.
Right.
Yeah. Congrats, dude, on your website.
Never put everything in one basket. Yeah.
Yeah.
The real question is about FBA next year. I'm gonna look into it next year, FBA. But like you guys said, everything everything takes an approval, obviously. So I gotta start taking baby steps to see how that works, and just start getting approved for whatever categories I'm thinking of shipping over to their building.
Yeah, the thing that if you're on your volume, especially, just because I mean you gotta really pay attention to your taxes more than some guys. Like some people, when you're not doing those kind of numbers, then you might get overlooked a little easier. But when you start really showing real numbers, that's when you got to worry about what's people are paying it like the tax man coming and kind of paying more attention to what you're doing. But on FBA, you really need to have a good CPA, I guess, that knows about the Amazon side of things because there are a lot more taxes that you have to collect on FBA just because of the way that Amazon does their business versus the way that eBay does their business.
Yeah.
So definitely find somebody that knows that end of it. But as far as eBay, all you have to do is collect sales tax from California purchases, right? I mean, you're not doing anything else.
No.
Taxes go.
And as far as taxes go, just like anybody else, I hope everybody's just being organized because once you guys wait till the last minute, it sucks when you have a shoebox full of receipts, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone's like, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I learned from the hard way because when it comes to admin stuff, I'm like just either lazy or just. So there were some occasions where I had shoe boxes full of receipts, and I'm just like, where do I start? So now we have everything on Excel spreadsheet entered in, attached, and we get everything ready from eBay fees, shipping fees, our internet, even our internet bill, as far as how much I purchased, how much what I sold it for, office supplies, even gas. I try to write off as much as I can for tax credit, and then I plug in everything on Excel spreadsheet, and then I send it over to our CPA, and she'll go ahead and review it over, and it helps her a lot, so that way it doesn't, it takes too much time. And then from there, we'll have a sit down. She'll give me a lot of insiders as far as what I'm eligible for tax credit, and then once everything's done, then that's when I gotta see the final bill, how much I owe Uncle Sam. But I will suggest to every seller out there, if possible, put some money aside from every sale, at least 10% if possible. Put it aside so that way when it comes to your taxes, you guys could just pay it off. I mean, I know some of us want to do installments. I guess that's fine, but I just don't want anyone to deal with it.
It's not a bad thing, and if you, especially in your situation, Caesar, you should be doing quarterlies.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would help you out a lot. It spreads out your burden throughout the whole year.
Right. And then the question I received a few days ago actually, and I'll share it with you guys. Their question was, do I have any plans of opening an actual retail store, like a foot traffic store? I've been considering something like that, but the reason why I haven't is because I have to really look into getting a business attorney and get everything out the way to see if I'm okay to have a foot traffic store selling, for example, selling Disney stuff.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with going into like having your own website and having a brick and mortar stores. You have to be really careful about some of the items that you're selling. I mean, like on eBay, it's harder for Disney to go after people. Like they won't necessarily go after you selling it. They'll go after eBay and tell eBay, look, you can't have people selling this, and then eBay deals with it, and then they'll deal with you if they have to. But most of the time, they back their sellers. And I mean, that's one of the things that I like about eBay is they're a lot more easygoing and a lot more open to, the kind of stuff that they allow their sellers to put on eBay. So but I mean, once you get it figured out on Amazon, then they're pretty good too. But there are a lot of things, that Amazon protects the brands a lot more on, especially like with clothing and stuff like that. I mean, if you can't just sell Ralph Lauren, I don't think on Amazon. You've got to be approved for them, or only they can sell them, or something. I don't know. But
I think the other day, Danica, or was it Deb? Somebody mentioned, or was it Robin? Somebody said, I forgot who said it. The only thing about eBay is, what do you guys call that, James? The Vero?
Oh, Vero, yes.
Vero? Yeah, you just gotta be careful as far as what you're selling that's not already registered as Vero. If that,
Deb was talking about that.
Oh, okay. Which is a good point, though. It's a very good point.
Yeah. So
there were a couple of questions in the chat. Sandy had asked about a comment earlier about do you find that trade shows help you a great deal?
Yes, because you have exclusive. How can I tell you guys? You have like what I call like a VIP type of setting where you're able to see all of upcoming, for example, upcoming 2015 items before they hit the shelf. You know?
And Charlotte asked that, do you really actually enter in each receipt by hand? And I know I do. I have it set up where.
Come on, yeah.
So do you do all your paperwork yourself, or do you have somebody else do it?
Because it can be a hassle when you do a whole year's shoebox of receipts. If you can, just do a filing system. Put your receipts in a monthly file, and then that way, you know, it's just a small task. So, you know, throughout the year, you can just say, okay, I'll take this day and put this month's receipts.
Figure this out. This out. Wait. Oh, they're already falling down.
Slash invoices.
Yeah, dude. So I went ahead and purchased that neat scan. Do you guys got one?
One of those receipt scanners?
Yeah. It's pretty cool, dude. The only thing that's unfortunate about it is that you could feed up to 10 receipts at a time, but the receipts have to be like straight. It can't be all crooked all as they jam up all the time. So yeah, I have all the receipts scanned in the file. So that way, if the IRS, Uncle Sam, whoever wants to see the receipts, I just send them the attachment right away. It's all in there.
Yeah, let them go through it.
Yeah. And then as far as mobile, and I know we talked about this on the last show, according to eBay, I don't know how they calculate this. I received the announcement, 40% of my sales were from mobile.
Oh yeah. The percentage, my sales percentage to mobile was like 32%, I think, this last month, and usually that's about right, 30 to 35% for me. So I try and focus more on the desktop, but I don't know. I just keep my listings as simple as possible. I don't try to get crazy or creative, but I don't know. So now you were saying, I mean, obviously you don't just start doing numbers like yours overnight, and we'll talk about that later. But getting started, like, how long have you been on eBay? How long have you been full time? How much has your business been growing year to year?
So I've been selling on eBay going on 7 years now. On 7 years, I was doing it off and on, but going full force, going on 7 years. You know, it's just one of those things where everybody, like, we all know what eBay is. I remember watching, I'll tell you this, I remember watching Transformers Part 1, okay? And I remember when they were talking about eBay, right? So, I mean, we all knew what it was. I even, you know, bought a few things on eBay in the past, years ago, but I never really gained interest to even do it until one day my boss, he was our senior operations manager at the time. He was bragging about flipping furniture, you know, and he's the one that kind of got me into it. As far as, you know, there's benefits behind selling on eBay, and he actually took me under his wing and showed me as far as the shipping process and all of that. And I saw the benefits behind it as far as how much money he was making on the site. And one day he tells me, and I still remember to this day, he tells me, he says, Cesar, when I'm at work, I lose money. And I'm looking at him like, dude, you're the person that I want to be, you know, when I was working, and you're telling me you're losing money. So then from there, you know, we established a good business relationship, him and I, exchanging information. And then being in the retail business for almost 9 years, I developed a lot of good partnerships with vendors. Whereas once in a while, I'll get calls from, you know, friends of mine that are vendors and tell me that they have a box of what we call B stock, and what it is returns that, or either returns or either manufacturer defects where they're making a specific item and the zipper didn't work, or it's missing a button. And it's pretty much the same inventory you guys will see when you guys go to Marshall's, go to Ross, TJ Maxx. You pick up an item, you're like, oh wow, this is nice, and then you really look at it, oh okay, because it has a little manufacturer defect here, you know. So I'll get calls from vendors as far as, you know, if I'm interested. So I started saying to myself, since I have access to what the stores have access to, why not take advantage of that, you know? And these are friends of mine where you have to actually have a foot traffic store, you know? But as long as you have the financial credentials and everything, they'll play ball with you. They'll play ball with you. You know, if you're gonna walk up to a vendor and say, hey, I want to buy DC shoes, you know? For example, you go to a flea market, indoor swap meet, and you see a lot of people selling name brand shoes, you know, and those are what we call mom and pop shoes. And those people buy $5,000 to $10,000 every month in order for them to get a good deal. Otherwise, they'll cut them off, just like a soda company, you know. Why do you think Stater Brothers and all these major markets are saying, buy 4 for 89 cents? Why? Because they made a promise to buy contract where they have to buy every month forcefully, no matter what. And it's the same thing with us.
Yeah, so they've got to move that inventory whether they're making money on it or not.
And that goes back to Black Friday. A lot of these major box stores, they have to make room for all the upcoming 2015 stuff. Same thing with car dealerships. That's why everybody takes advantage of this Black Friday. They have to. It's kind of like a word of saying liquidating everything out the way. They have to make room for all the 2015 stuff, and that's where we all come in as consumers and buy all that stuff out because it's a great deal. And from a retail standpoint, they got to get rid of it. Whether it's clearance or Black Friday. They have to. You could have Mattel come into a Walmart and tell them, hey, you need to clear off all the shelves because we're going to bring in all of this new stuff. And they have to do it. It's on the contract.
Yeah. And even if they don't, then they've got to buy the stuff anyway. So, yeah. Yeah, the Black Friday thing's interesting. Now, I think everybody wants to hear more about the trade shows. And is that where you get the majority of your inventory, for one thing? Also, you talk about buying skids of things. How many active listings would you say you normally have, and how many of them are like quantity listings where you get 700 Elsa dolls, so you just make one listing with quantity 700, or do you have like 5 of these Elsa dolls, 5 of these Elsa dolls, 5 of these Elsa dolls? How many listings do you usually have active, and like how much quantity are you usually selling on your listings?
So right now, I'm very happy to share with you guys. We're at 1,857 active listed right now total. As far as that quantity, for example, I have Elsa dresses. I have 19 of those because I'm probably going to give one away at the meet and greet. Oh, did I say that too loud? I have, as far as the Elsa dolls, like these, I had a total of 150 of these. 6 come per box. It's just a bunch of everything is per the quantity. I have a bunch of Olafs that I purchased, and those are 56 of those. I'll show you guys on the video. They're the Olafs. Some toys. They're Olafs.
Like
I think
it's plush or something.
Yeah, it's it's a toy that you put Olaf together. I forgot what it is. I gotta show you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, everything I buy it in bulk. I buy in the quantity. So especially Frozen, I have a lot of Frozen that's in bulk buying. There's some customers out there actually that are buying by the case. They message me privately or whatever, blah blah blah. So I'm selling a lot of Frozen dolls by the case. So if you're gonna order 6, am I gonna take them off the box and just put them in another box, or just leave them on the box and ship them out?
Exactly. Yeah. So there are people that are actually. So when you've got 150 or something like that, then you're willing to make deals with people that resellers or something.
Yeah, there's a few business owners that do flea markets. I think we talked about this. And whenever I have inventory that's say it's already after Christmas and this is what I have left, and I don't want to say get rid of it, but I want to just move it out, I'll go ahead and reach out to these business owners that have their own, flea market spaces or whatever you want to call it. And they buy them, dude. They buy them because what they're going to do, they're going to put them right out, and people that walk by to their booth, they're going to buy them. And I just get rid of them that way, so then move on to the next project, if that.
Okay.
But, yeah, dude. I sell to business owners that have their own flea markets. Once in a while, I'll probably run a sale. If I sense that. Because, see, what I do is I'm pretty much rolling the dice, I get nervous when I make huge purchases. Any buyer would. It's like, okay, do I buy 1 of these or do I buy 10 of these? And if I buy 10 of these, you're going to be biting your fingers hoping that they will sell before December's over, right? So it's the same with me. If I'm already, say, 2 weeks into the month and it's selling but not as much as I would want to see, I'll run a sale, dude. I'll run a sale because I'm still making some money. I'll run a sale to try to keep moving it. Or I'll say something crazy where buy 1, get 1 half off.
Right.
Just to move them.
Well, when you do decide that you want to start moving all this stuff and giving crazy deals, then let us know, because I'm sure there's plenty of people that are going to be interested in getting some of the stuff at a good price.
I know one of our viewers had a question, and their question was, why do I do a lot of giveaways? It's cool. You know what? It's like, I don't mind doing it. That's just the type of person I am. If I want to give out one of these, it's okay. You know, if it's gonna make a little girl happy or make a reseller happy, it's fine. I don't mind doing it. You know, if I have a lot of these and I could part with one, why not? I mean, I don't mind doing it. So to
And
answer
also,
your question,
you can put that on your spread on your accounting sheet. That has an actual number to it. It's called goodwill, and that's got a value to your company.
oh, okay,
Yep. You can actually add that as an asset.
okay. Let me write that one down.
Yeah, look
Yeah,
it up.
talk
It's
to your
called goodwill.
accountant.
It's an actual asset account.
Let me write down. This is what I'm gonna write. Just so you know, I'm gonna write down advice from the most interesting man. But I know a lot of viewers are probably, you know, in their heads probably saying yeah, right, or whatever. I will say this to you guys: there's only one person that knows, and that's Paul. Okay. You want any information? Contact Paul. I mean, I'm not gonna, just be out there and showing off or whatever. I'm just a simple guy, behind the scenes like a ninja or whatever. But I'm just here hoping that everybody crushes it for Q4, and if there's anything we can do as a group, the resellers wake up or whatever, just hit us up. We'll help you to the best of our ability.
Right. We just want to give everybody advice and get people on the right track to make sure that, they have the tools. I mean, I'm not. I say it all the time. I'm not the guru. I just try and get as many gurus as I can on the show. I know enough to, keep things rolling around here. That's about it. And I mean, this whole wholesaling idea, that's how to get into it. That's very, very interesting to me. But now, is that more location based? I know you're in California. You're in LA, right?
Yeah. Well, no, not in LA, but yeah, I'm in California.
Okay. So, I mean, like for me in Colorado, there aren't as many big trade shows going on. Like if I want to go to a trade show, and what would you recommend to somebody that doesn't have well, first of all, before I ask that, how many trade shows do you usually go to, say, in a month?
I know for sure I go every year to the Halloween trade shows to see what's coming up for Halloween because I do really big on Halloween. I love reselling Halloween. It's awesome. I'm a big Halloween fan. Halloween, and then if you guys could get your hands on going to Comic-Con, Comic-Con, there's a lot of vendors out there. A lot of vendors that not only sell vintage toys. There's vendors out there that they're wholesalers. From Mattel, there's a lot of vendors out there. So if you could get your hands going into Comic-Con, that's another big plus there. And then just look at your a website and see if there's anything going on in your areas. Because one thing you want to do is better to interact with a person face to face than on a phone call because you don't know who you're talking to. You want to go up to a person at their booth and exchange business cards, if that, and just fill each other out and then go over. Most of them have catalogs. Go over what they have, and then from there you start negotiating what you're comfortable with as far as buying as a purchaser.
Now you mentioned Comic-Con. So you're going to like the actual Comic-Con where you're like for the fans, right? But then you're talking to the vendors and negotiating with the vendors while they're trying to pimp their stuff to the fans or whatnot.
Yeah. I go, and I'm proud to say I'm dressed as Batman. Yeah, I go and I'm a big fan, of Marvel, whatever it is. But at the same time, I'm looking around for opportunities. I'm looking at opportunities, and if I see a booth and this guy's selling a lot of vintage toys, I'll talk to him and I'll say, hey man, you have any wholesale deals if I buy more off you? And they'll play with you. They'll roll the dice with you as long as you get in there and you just talk to them. Same thing with wholesalers, like Mattel. Mattel was there last time when they had a Monster High. Yeah, they released Monster High, and I talked to one of the vendors there. And some of them will roll the dice, but some of them won't. It all depends, who you are. And the first thing they're going to ask you is, "Oh, really? You have a retail store, and how long you been in business?" And I've been in business for 6 years, but that's on eBay. Will that help?
Yeah.
So there's pros and cons. Some vendors, but like heavy hitters like Mattel, you might want to consider buying from a distributor if you want to get into Mattel.
Well, I mean, it can't hurt to ask, and it can't hurt just to see. I mean, how many times have you walked up to Mattel or somebody from Mattel who they know, I got to meet my quota this month, and this guy wants to buy $5,000? Whatever,
Yep.
Let's do it. I mean, do you ever get that?
Well, yeah, but the thing is that Mattel wants to have complete control. They want to be able to walk into your store and see how because what they do is they give you pictures how they want you to stock the shelves. This is how they'll tell you. This is how we want you to stock the shelf. This is how they have associates that all they do is walk into stores and look at the layouts of every store. If it's not the way they want it per their contracts, they'll red flag them, and it's like they're being little snitches. If you want to say, they'll report it back to the office and say, hey, this Target in Barstow doesn't have the layout as we agreed, and then they'll call them and say, hey, they'll pull the plug if they have to. Motels, they're that big, they don't play. So I know if I wanted to do business with them, let's just say, they'll require the same thing from me. They want to see their brand on shelves, you know.
Now, so you would have to have it on the shelf inside of your warehouse, and it would have to be displayed a certain way in your warehouse.
I'm talking about a retail store.
No, I'm talking. Okay, so they don't really sell to eBayers and Amazon resellers.
No, unless I present myself as an actual distributor, and I promise to buy so much, but an actual distributor where they're going to have representatives coming to my building and doing an inspection and see how it looks, and will this work for us? Is this worth our time doing business with this person? That's how they're going to look at it.
Gotcha.
They actually go and see your retail space.
Okay. Now, one thing I did want to ask also, you said you've been on eBay for about 7 years now. When you first got started, how long did it take to build up to where you were at? What did you get started with? What were you doing? Like, have you always been doing wholesale? How did you start things? How did you get the ball rolling? And how long did it really take to get to the point where you're really just doing good numbers?
Right. Well, I'm glad you asked that question. I mean, just like all of us, I started out selling mostly everything in my house. You know, I went to the garage and found a lot of stuff that I know will come to some use to other people out there. So I started selling a lot of stuff around the house, and then when I developed a good budget, I remember when I made my first $1,000 selling for almost a year part time on eBay. Dude, I just rolled the dice and I just invested $1,000 on what was it back then? It was what brand was it? It was clothing, dude. Back then, I invested on clothing, and dude, I was scared. I'm gonna be honest with you, I was scared because it's a huge investment, at least for me at the time. And the clothes was just, oh, I got it. It was Jack Skellington. It was Disney. And I remember, dude, I was afraid. I was like nervous, like, man, I'm gonna have to just put everything on auction 99 cents and get my money back or whatever. And yeah, dude, I rolled the dice on Disney on Jack Skellington brand, and I made my money back, and made a good $500 profit. And back then, we were all into auctions. I mean, I know some of you guys are still, but back then I was into auctions. And I started building on my feedback, and I started getting addicted. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I was getting addicted to it. The fact that you're getting the cha-ching sound, I was getting addicted of interacting with customers, and I felt like a business, and I was getting excited. From there, things just continue. I started building my own finance, and started buying, like all you guys do right now. You make profit, you put it back to the business, put it back. Then from there, I got an advance from one of my friends. He went ahead and gave me a couple of boxes of inventory, kind of like of consignment. And once I sold it, paid him back, and then we started doing that business relationship. And then now it's the point where now we're buying skids, So it did take me a long time, and I will tell you guys, I did go through all the pros and cons, as far as non-paying buyers, as far as being scammed. I lost a lot of money. There was times where I just wanted to just stop, quit, because international buyers, they don't pay, or they do the reverse scam. I've been through it all. So, anybody out there that will tell you, oh, I'm successful, I'm making so much money, I will tell you guys this, anybody out there that's doing it, congratulations, but all of us at one point had to go through a lot of stuff.
You got to start somewhere, yeah.
Yep. And you do have to build it up. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. And,
oh, no, dude. Right now, I consider myself to be very lucky as far as where I'm at and the direction I would like to go. Because my future plans, I really want to pursue doing something like a distributor level. Will I still be doing eBay? I don't know, because honestly, and I'm pretty sure all you guys could agree with me, I don't like paying those fees.
Oh yeah. Well, if you get your own website set up, now that you're actually getting in front of people and people are getting to know you, when you get your own website set up, then I think that you'd be able to push enough traffic just through your Facebook and everything, just to get the ball rolling and get started. And then, I mean, it'll be like anything else. You got to get it built up again, and you've got to find somebody that knows the keyword search, whatever. What do they call that, Callie? The keyword thing?
Keeney?
What? No, the keyword thing for the Facebook or on Google. The keyword searches, is that it? There's a term for it. I don't know. Anyway.
He needs to get his SEO set up right.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, okay.
So now, when you're doing most of your auctions, Caesar, do you do mostly free shipping? Do you charge for shipping? How do you do that?
Everything I do is free shipping. Everything. Because I mean, I remember when I was shopping on eBay, I'm always looking for free shipping. I'm always looking for free shipping, and sometimes I have to think like a buyer. I don't want to scare anybody away with a huge shipping charge, and it's understandable because it's based on the weight or based on how large the item is. But I always do free shipping. I like to provide what I call the customer experience. Where when a customer is buying off of me, they're not just buying off of me. I'm leaving, a 10% off the next purchase that you buy from me. So then I'll have customers coming back telling me, say, hey, I have this 10% wannabe coupon. Can I use it? And as long as they give me the information that I noted on there, I'll give them a discount. Just to keep the customers from coming back. But one thing that we do, and you guys are probably going to be like, what? We look for the customers. We don't wait for the customers. We have like a newsletter that we email to all of our previous customers depending on what they bought. For example, if somebody purchased, let's just say frozen, and I got a new item in, we will reach out to that customer and let he or she know, hey, we just got this item in, and it's going to go on sale tomorrow for this price. Are you interested? I'll have buyers that will say, yeah, send it to me. And so I'll just send them a PayPal invoice before I even list it. So we go looking for the buyers. We don't wait for the buyers.
I'll give you a piece of advice, everybody. When you sell an item on eBay, you have that person's email address.
Yeah.
Take that email address and put it in a file. And when you get when you're ready to do your newsletter, you have a whole mailing list ready to go.
Yeah, yeah. So that's one thing that we not just email. Some of us even have their phone numbers. I'm not saying we're gonna call them, but I'm just saying, we go out there and we look for the customers, and some of them, they come back. They're like, okay, well, they'll tell me, I get paid this weekend, so yeah, I'll definitely look into it. Let me know, blah blah blah. So we go out there and we look for the customers, and it helps.
When we sign up for eBay as a buyer, is that part of like the whole, I guess, contract that we make or whatever when we sign up? Is that part of the agreement that that our email can be captured and used, or are you guys? I mean, because there are legalities with that.
Yeah, you're not supposed to use private information and stuff like that.
When you purchase something from a seller, you are entering into another contract with that seller.
Right.
And then it covers it under there. Because you already set up an account with them, they can contact you back and forth.
Okay.
Then once after you send a newsletter to that person, if they say cease and desist, stop sending newsletters, you have to.
Right.
Yeah. We haven't got one of those yet. I'm glad you asked that, Danica. We haven't got anybody, well, knock on wood, but we haven't got any customers out, reached out to us and say, hey, stop sending me newsletters. At least not yet. Not to say what happened.
Yeah.
RB3, what's up, man?
Hey, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Good. How you been?
I've been great.
Awesome. Yeah. So, what's going on over there? I heard you're taking an interesting strategy this Black Friday.
Yeah, I'm on vacation.
I know, dude. I reached out to him like, hey, man, how you holding up? He's like, oh, dude, I'm in Orlando. I'm like, oh, hands down, enjoy.
But when you have kids, you have to make your schedule available to when they're off, right? And so that's the other beauty of this business is, hey, I don't have to worry about using up too much vacation time in my corporate job. I can come and go. Next month, we're actually going to go to New York for like 2 weeks, and I can work from there.
Nice. Oh, so are you still doing retail arbitrage down there while you're on vacation? Like right now, or are you just actually doing it?
A little bit.
I snuck. Hey, listen. At 3 in the morning, I snuck out and did some online arbitrage.
I was going to say, yeah, it's switched to online arbitrage now.
Yeah.
Another good part about this business is you can source anytime, anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And
Now here's the important question, Caesar, Robert.
Bring it. All right.
What's all that Caesar talk? But are you gonna do a challenge?
Black Friday challenge.
I don't know. RB3, where we at?
Well, listen, I mean, Caesar and I just trued up our numbers, and he's crushing me, so I don't know how much of a challenge it's going to be. I mean, he's already up. He's already up like 7,000 from me going into Black Friday.
Now, don't tell me that, Robert. I'm putting you're my horse. I'm putting my money on you.
Oh yeah.
That's great. Yeah. I will say that last week I did hit over 10,000 for the week, so that was cool.
Nice.
And again, Caesar's numbers are bigger. But I will say that my goal is 40,000. We hit 30,000 last month. That was my goal. We're already at 32,000 right now. We're at and today we're already at 565 in sales. So it looks like every day I've been on vacation, we've hit over $1,000 a day, and I haven't been working for really 5 days. Except for that little bit of arbitrage I did online last night is about it.
So you just have those guys send it straight to Amazon?
We did what do you call it, Robert? We did like a weigh-in before the match, dude. No, you know what? I will tell you guys this, and I think Robert would agree with me. What we're doing is we're pretty much setting the example. No matter what platform you guys sell, as long as you guys are into it and you guys want to succeed, use us as examples. Use us. I mean, don't let no one tell you that you can't do it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there are people out there that are making real money, and they're not just like people that have been. There's nothing special about them, really. I mean, it's just normal guys that are out there busting their butts. I mean, we're not superheroes. I mean, these guys that are making tons of money, they started somewhere too. I mean,
I think
Rob need to have a show together.
What's that?
Caesar and Rob need to have a show together. You got the eBay and the Amazon. You guys need to get a weekly show going.
Right. Yeah, sir.
Well, we'll have to have a producer, Paul. You know anybody?
Hey, I might be able to find somebody for you guys.
Yes, James. I appreciate you having faith in me. Anyway,
now let's be honest. Let's talk about the parameters of it. It was not you versus Robert. It was eBay versus Amazon.
He really wants eBay, or he really wants Amazon to win, because if you can do that good on FBA, then you don't have to worry about eBay anymore, and FBA is just a lot easier.
Hey guys, but remember,
it's not going to be a blowout contest. It's not going to be like a Chargers-Raiders game. No, it's going to be a close one. It's going to go down to the fourth quarter, 2-minute warning, and who's Joe Montana?
But hold on. Now, as far as the Raiders, don't forget this. We might not win the field, but we'll win in the parking lot.
Yeah, that's true.
Let me field a few questions before I have to jump off. I mean, we can brainstorm about that some more, but anybody have any questions for me about, what the platform looks like, what I'm doing?
Yeah, actually, one more comment I want to make between you guys. I would like to see the Cesars vacation versus RB3's vacation numbers. Because at least you can go on vacation, Robert.
Hey, so you're in Orlando, right, Robert? You're in Orlando, Florida?
Yeah.
Whatever you do, do not make a left turn on Pago Avenue.
Okay.
So what are you expecting for your Black Friday numbers this year? This is your first Black Friday on Amazon, right, Robert?
Yeah. So I don't know. I really don't know. I'll be excited to share my numbers with you, but it could be great. It could be just a normal day. I've heard all over the board from all of my other Amazon resellers that I'm in there. I'm in like 4 different coaching programs with, retail ARB, online ARB, private label, all Amazon. I just joined a private label group called Alibaba to Amazon last week. And of course, I have a mentor in John Grillo, who actually lives here in Florida. He's actually going to be in my neck of the woods tomorrow. And so I'm taking a lot of cues from him, and he said he's had good Black Fridays and not so good. And my model really doesn't revolve around Black Friday. To me, every day is Black Friday. And so I don't feel bad not being out there sourcing on Black Friday, because I've done everything, that I can do before I went on vacation to make it a really good day. But again, I don't my business model does not revolve around a killer Black Friday, because I'm sourcing things that are consumables, really. And if you look at the base of my business, I'm really going after things people consume all the time. Now, it's nice to have the gravy, Elsa dolls and things that both Cesar and I are enjoying right now. And I am enjoying that. Don't get me wrong. And I am doing some extra sourcing around that. In fact, that's what I bought last night at 3 in the morning. It's some Elsa dolls I saw at the Disney store here in Orlando that you can't get anywhere else except Disney. So I found a way to buy that online. But really, I don't have these. I'm trying not to set up a model where I've got this. I really don't want to see these huge peaks in my business. I really rather have a steady foundation of replenishables and consumables that just steadily grow. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Alibaba, you just mentioned them. That's actually one of the biggest. That's one of the, for me, seems like one of the easiest ways to break into private labeling. I've been doing a lot of research on Alibaba, not talking to anybody or anything. I've got a friend that actually owns a business, and he produces. He's like a manufacturer, and but he was telling me about Alibaba and all that, and just giving me ideas for some of the different things that you can do to make that happen. But Alibaba looks like it might be the easiest way to break into a private label, but you do have to be careful because there's a lot of knockoffs out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how far away are you, do you think, from getting your private label going?
I actually I'm in step 3 of 4 steps with one product line that I'm about to launch. So I would think by this time in December, I'll be already selling it.
Oh, this time next month then. Okay, cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, now, as far as your private label, I don't want to know too many details, but I mean, most of the people that are doing private labeling, do you think that they're focusing more on like small consumables or little like kind of niche-y things or big ticket items? What do you when you're trying to think of a private label item to go after? Where do you think you should put your focus? Like, what do you should it be something that you're interested in, something that you use every day? How do you approach it?
The way I've approached it, and Sarah and David, their last names are escaping me. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Gilman's.
The Gilmans. They're the ones who got me interested in it, and then of course in my FBA circles, I'm in several different groups. Then one guy I latched onto, his name's Andy Slammons. He does a spreecast called Slamazon, if you ever want to hop on that. So the Gilmans got me started thinking about it, and they basically said, Robert, look at things that are selling really well on Amazon. Look at things that you like to buy, and so, this particular instance, I've been just looking at like what my daughters love, and they're 11 and 13, and I'm watching them and the sort of the fashions and the consumables that age group's using. And so my first private label is going to be, without giving it away, it's going to be along the lines of catering to that to girls in that kind of age category. And so
that's nice. You have your own private